Hello and welcome, social media and hot TV fans. I hope you've been enjoying the Band Stripped featurettes every week. In tonight's show, our special guests are a duo from Joburg called Up Your Sleeve. So please check it out. They're going to be playing 3 songs right here on Band Stripped. Mark and Alex, welcome to Band Stripped.
How's it going?
Oh, it sounds great. I'm still wearing my clothes, but
Fantastic. Well, the music is stripped, not the physical band, just for those listening out there. Now, I read that you guys met while you were studying.
Yes, yeah.
Where did you study?
We're still studying at Wits,
Okay.
both doing music or music-related degrees.
Yeah. What was your first impressions of each other? Starting with you, Mark.
Well, to be quite honest, I'd been studying for a year, and Alex came into the year I was studying and didn't really think anything of him, and then heard him play a couple times and was like, okay, started to get an idea. But I mean, to be quite honest, there wasn't a huge amount of like, oh, this is someone I can be like massive friends with or anything. There wasn't that kind of spark moment, but I mean, it took a lot of time of us just hanging out, like chilling, and then
And Alex, your side?
I didn't like him at all. No, he's an easy person to talk to, and I think that's what makes the dynamic of the band work well, is that we get on well with each other, and we're actually good friends. We haven't come to blows yet, but Mark would kick my ass.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say
I
ass
see
on
that.
that?
I see that. Was there a lot of eye contact?
In the beginning.
no, there's generally not a lot of eye contact.
I look at his neck a lot. Yeah.
At what point after meeting did you guys decided, okay, you know what, we can write together and let's make some music together?
Well, we actually started as a 3-piece. Good friend of ours who's left the band, still a very big influence of ours. I was playing a few gigs and it was Fees Must Fall and we didn't have anything to do, so we decided to start a band.
So that's quite recent. Like Fees Must Fall was quite recent, so this is fresh.
2016.
2016 is when we started. I had mentioned it to Alex in the run up to that part of the year. Kind of been like, hey, like I know you play your own stuff, like we should come and jam and just like see what we could do. And then Alex booked a gig and said, okay, cool, I've booked this gig as a band, but if it doesn't work out, then I'll do it by myself. So come, let's have a couple practices and
let's have a go.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah. What was the chemistry like when you first started playing? Did you do a lot of covers to start, or did you go straight into originals?
We went straight into originals. We still we don't play a lot of covers.
Yeah, we've got 3 in our set.
It's just the way it worked, because I was writing a lot of my own music at the time, and then Mark and I just clicked. He just got the right rhythms on the drums, and it really sounded good. So it was a bit of a fluke, but it worked. And
I mean, we had a lot of material, so it was basically just going, how can we put this into like a band context? Because I mean, we basically had a whole set from Alex's material, and so we just had to kind of decide how it was going to work for another guitar and drums.
And what has been the best part of now being a duo and writing together? What is after you write and perform, etc., what's the feeling like?
Depends how drunk I get. But
you don't look old enough to drink.
I'm not. No, I'm joking. I am. I swear. It depends. Like, well, when in the beginning, when we were playing 2-3 gigs a week, we had an 8 a.m. class the next day. You're like, yeah, all pumped up, and then you go home and you're like, you can't sleep, which didn't work out well. I think we still get quite pumped up and we still get really nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's fun. We get on well together on stage, and we have a good time. We enjoy what we do.
I think that's the biggest point, is that we like genuinely kind of on a personal level and also on a band level kind of want the same thing out of this thing. It's more just, it started off as a passion project, and it is kind of still a passion project. I mean, we never kind of expected to be in this kind of situation on a radio having an interview. And so I think we try not to take it too seriously, but also like put the right amount of effort into kind of making a good show for people and making good music.
Okay, well, you're going to play some songs and you're going to talk about some songs. Your first track you've selected is a song called Red Sails. Yeah. What is the story behind the song?
A lot of my songs that I've written, I do have a lot to do with mental illness, which I suffer from, and I believe awareness about the kind of thing is quite important. So Red Sails is actually about depression and overcoming that. But also on the other hand, it's I was inspired by a song by a band called AWOL Nation. I don't know if you know them.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this song about just leaving stuff behind and being free. And that's really what the song is about. It's about empowering yourself and letting go.
Fantastic. Well, there you have it. You've heard it from Alex and Mark, as opposed to Mark and Alex, which is another band from South Africa. This is Up Your Sleeve with a track called Red Sails, right here on Band Stripped.
You hold it all together like nothing's ever wrong. How do you stay so strong when the storm rages on? For me, at sea, 'cause I'm lost in the ocean, away from the city. Nobody here to stand beside of me. And these red sails won't fly my boat anymore. Oh, my red sails, red sails, red sails, red sails, red sails, my red sails. My red sails, red sails, red sails, red sails, red sails, my red sails won't fly. Oh, won't fly my boat anymore. Oh, we used to sit forever on the shore I set sail from. How do you wait so long when the storm rages on? For me, at sea, 'cause I'm lost in the ocean, away from the city. Nobody here to stand beside of me. And these red sails won't fly my boat anymore. Oh, my red sails, red sails, red sails, red sails, red sails, my red sails. My red sails, red sails, red sails, red sails, red sails, my red sails won't fly. Oh, won't fly my boat anymore. 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 'Cause I'm lost in the ocean, away from the city.
Welcome back to the SA Music Box. This is the Band Strip feature, and that was Up Your Sleeve's first track called Red Sails. I really love the vibe on that track. Nice guitar pattern, nice guitar chords on that. And I can tell you, we were speaking before this interview started about what you might have sounded like. I thought it had a very live vibe.
Okay.
The band live.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next question. Who are the artists that have inspired you? Each of you.
Well, at the moment, I'm listening to quite a lot of the 21 Pilots, the new album Trench. That's quite often played on my phone. Other than that, I was a big Led Zeppelin fan, still am.
Wow.
and kind of grew up. My dad was playing with Jimi Hendrix
Uh-huh.
kind of stuff, so like grew
So
up
you
on
were
the
schooled in some
classic
good music,
rock,
yeah. Mm.
kind of vibe. Since then, I've gotten into kind of the more electronic side as well, kind of just bands like Blockhead and like that kind of hip hop vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean drummers like John Bonham, Stuart Copeland,
Yeah.
like even Ringo. Like
Can't
Ringo.
go wrong with the Police.
Ringo is like the best song drummer on the planet.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He made it work, didn't
yeah,
he? And Alex, your side?
Yeah, I grew up on Chuck Berry and a lot of Bob Marley. Bob Marley is like, for me, he's the greatest songwriter of all time.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the music out of the question, that man could write a song that you could sing along to and feel and get the energy from. It just like transcended all the stuff. So from a lyrical point of view, I'd have to say Bob Marley. But I love my Pink Floyd. I love Chuck Berry and B.B. King are just like blues.
Also, you said earlier like AWOL Nation.
AWOL Nation,
Really
yeah,
into AWOL Nation as well.
I love AWOL Nation.
Yeah.
I like the way they've kind of brought the electronic vision into rock, like kind of like Nine Inch Nails did.
Yeah.
Now they're doing it in their new fresh style,
Yeah.
which is really awesome.
Well, I mean, historically, bands like Sugar Drive. Do you remember the band Sugar Drive from South Africa? There was a track called Disco Lazarus in the 90s, which was, I think, one of the first SA fusions of rock and electronic. You mentioned Chuck Berry earlier. Chuck Berry was largely influential on the Beatles, especially in their early career. They played a lot of Chuck Berry songs. Songs like Rock and Roll Music were originally performed by Chuck Berry.
He's an absolute superstar. He's the god of rock and roll.
Yeah.
He started it. He finished it well. He ran a really awesome race, and
just bringing athletics reference.
But yeah, no, he was cool. The best Chuck Berry moment though is, I don't know if you've seen that clip with John Lennon and Yoko Ono and Chuck Berry, and Yoko Ono starts improvising some weird throat singing, and Chuck Berry just stops in the middle of the stage, and he's just like, I'm so confused right now because I'm playing a 12-bar blues and you're ruining it.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
That was Yoko Ono actually singing, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a stock standard cat style.
Yeah, it was,
like a screeching cat.
It was quite fun.
I mean, I think by own admission, should probably now say the same thing. There is a band called Young the Giant. I'm not sure if you know the band. They're a US 5-piece band, and they're an alternative rock band, much like yourselves, and are experimenting a lot in the electronic rock fusion as well. So check them out. That'll be a nice reference for you. Which are the songs, if you had to pick a song that you really loved over the years, you thought, that's a song I want to be able to write, a song that makes me feel like that?
Roxanne by the Police.
Yeah. And you, Alex?
Yo, that's tough. Lyrically, something like maybe Redemption Song or Sun is Shining.
So you like those bass riffs, eh?
Yeah, I love my bass. My bass is my baby.
Oh, actually, same on the Police, right? A strong bass riff, strong bass-led songwriting.
But also, I mean, it's quite, in terms of like the arrangement and stuff that goes on, it's very drums and bass heavy. So I mean, that's like direct influence on our playing at least.
So yeah, well, Police is huge.
Yeah.
I don't think my dad's left.
And 21 Pilots is a two-piece.
Also two-piece drums and bass.
Well.
Yeah, so it's the simplification, but still making it sound melodic. Like one thing I've noticed a lot with small two-piece bands is it's just noise. It's very loud, and you want to make something that's like easy to listen to, not just like White Stripes sing it and like it works because it's loud and it's awesome because it's loud, but
But I mean, also like at our live gigs, the songs with bass and drums are always like the big crowd pleasers.
Yeah. People like grooves.
Yeah.
And I think the modern world of music, pop music, is really about grooves. And whether it's R&B, whether it's hip hop, whether it's rock, if you find the groove, then you will find an audience.
Yeah.
And when there's no groove, the audiences find it hard to connect.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
it's just the modern listener.
Yeah.
Your next song is called El Dorado. I'm assuming you boys are old enough to know the story and the legend behind El Dorado.
The City of Gold.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the song's about, actually.
Yeah,
it's about Joburg, the city of
and
gold.
Joburg, the City of Gold. Okay, that's a nice metaphorical reference.
Yeah.
So tell us what does the song entail? What's the lyrical content like here?
It's slightly meaningless. But I'm not even gonna lie.
That's a great start.
It's a bit here and there. It's a bit, I don't know what's going on. It's like being in traffic in Braamfontein. That's what the song lyrics are like.
Oh, I thought you meant like Witkoppen Road up here, which is chaotic. So that's the same.
I mean,
exactly.
like choose a road, man. Like, anywhere.
This
in
is
Joburg.
Africa. It's like anywhere.
Fantastic. Well, we're looking forward to that, and I'm sure the audience is just as curious as I am. This is Up Your Sleeve with Eldorado, right here on Band Stripped on Hot 91.9.
Dust fills my lungs in the city of gold. I feel so numb, 'cause you sold to the streets of the city, my home. And there's no sound where I come from, because the city drowns it out. I feel the chill of the winter wind, and I know spring is coming. Turns to red as it gets dark. See light shining, the streets move like they're alive. The people dance on both sides, so full of joy, despite their shame. So much hope in a world full of pain. Eldorado sells my home. This is my home.
Welcome back to Band Stripped. That was Eldorado by Up Your Sleeve. Guys, very strong, I would say, alternative rock sound. Now, I can only imagine what the full arrangements would look like. How many more instruments go into these songs?
One. Literally a drum kit.
It's just drums pretty much when we play live.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we sit down to record the stuff, it often takes on like more parts that we can't really play live.
Right.
Yeah. So there's only two of us, so we only have so many hands. So if I could, I'd play guitar.
Between, yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, I get it.
Like if Mark was a better guitarist, then maybe we'd have a.
Hey, I played guitar for a while. There was a song that we played.
Yeah, actually, for quite a while we had a song called that I played bass, and we had another guitarist, and Mark played guitar, and we should actually revive that
I
one.
think it was called Change the Weather.
Fix the weather.
Fix the Weather.
Yeah.
I wrote it. I don't even know. What
How many
it's called.
songs have you guys written so far? Originals?
10, 12. I don't know. Lots.
Yeah.
There's a lot that we don't play because they're crap. Which
Yeah.
They're bad.
they're
yeah.
bad. You can't really play a bad song at a gig and then like expect everybody.
Yeah, you've got to write out your bad
Yeah.
songs. You've got to get it out your
Yeah,
system.
There have been a couple that we've played where you can just see immediately the crowd response is not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not that they've been like particularly bad songs, it just might not be like the right kind of song for that environment or whatever. The kind of gigs that we're playing.
Just to keep the audience on a high.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're playing a 45-minute set, the audience actually just wants to be rocking for 45
That's
minutes.
it.
Yeah.
You can't really hit can't hit a bunch of ballads in the middle.
Now, Alex, that's quite interesting because your first single is called Low.
Yeah.
But it's a really groovy track.
That is a properly groovy track. That's probably the grooviest. That was the first song. Well, not the first song, but one of the first songs we actually got together and wrote together
as a band,
and it really came out so groovy.
And that like the whole arrangement, including the lyrics and stuff, were basically just a result of us kind of getting down and then like sitting on the drums with the bass line, or Anna, the other member at the time, she would play something on the guitar and it would feed like that. It wasn't really Alex would write the lyrics. This is how I want it to sound. It was
so a nice fluent and fluid process that happened, which is how some of the best songs are written, right? It's just a very natural, organic thing that happens. Where do you guys see, or would you hope to hear your music one day?
Well, I mean, already, like at this point, like having radio stations play the song is kind of a surreal thing for me anyway, especially because it wasn't the end goal when we started the band to kind of be famous or like be playing festivals or anything. Those have kind of come as we played more and more gigs and kind of realized that we're not that far away from those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for me the first milestone was like getting a single that we'd recorded and properly edited.
Which you have now.
Yeah. The goal with the band is, like Mark said earlier, it's about having fun. It's actually more of an escape than anything else. From studying music composition, we just like it's shoved down your throat all the time. We want to play some rock music. We want to have simplicity and we want to have fun. We want to separate it from like a music career kind of.
No, but that's not to say that like if it for whatever reason took off, then we'd be like adverse to taking that on.
It's what we love doing. It's absolutely our passion.
Well, listen, I mean, I get a strong sense of the chemistry between the two of you, and let's say that chemistry is a very important part of making any creative art, whether it's music, whether it's film or TV, for that matter. And I can see you guys going from strength to strength, especially if you keep writing your originals and you seem to have a firm and clear idea in terms of conceptually where you want to shape your band and your sound, which is not many young bands have that clear idea. It forms as you go along, and I'm sure it will evolve.
Yeah.
The last track you've chosen for Band Stripped is a song called Sun in My Eyes.
Yeah, that one
is about a girl on the beach.
That one's about a girl
on
the
one
beach.
now.
It's not the other player in the band, no.
No.
Oh, just because now that that's clear.
It's my girlfriend. But
I see.
Yeah,
go on, Alex.
Yeah.
What's this one about?
It's about a pretty girl on the beach.
And now she's your girlfriend.
No. She was my girlfriend on the beach, and she's still my girlfriend. Hopefully.
Oh,
unless
see.
Maybe if she hears this and she'll get embarrassed and say.
So just out of interest, what is her name?
Lee.
Oh, very fantastic. Well, Lee, I'm sure you're sitting at home somewhere and listening to Alex right now. This is Up Your Sleeve with the romantic influenced Sun in My Eyes.
The sun is in my eyes. The sun is in my eyes. It's no surprise that the sun is in my eyes today. So take your sandals off and feel the sand between your toes. It's just for kicks, it's just for the sun was in my eyes. The sun was in her eyes. There's no surprise that the sun is in my eyes today. So don't forget when the sun burns our white skin as we walked along the strand. Sea wind blowing in your hair. Oh, the sun was in my eyes. The sun was in her eyes. It's no surprise that the sun is in my eyes today. Take your Ray-Bans off and let the light shine on through your eyes and into your soul. On the slide, it'll make you whole. The sun is in my eyes. The sun is in my eyes. It's no surprise that the sun is in my eyes. Oh, the sun is in my eyes. The sun was in your eyes. It's no surprise that the sun is in our eyes today.
Wow, we're having a great time here in the studio. That was fantastic. That was Sun in My Eyes. Alex and Mark, you guys have been wonderful guests, and I absolutely love your energy as a band and as a duo at the moment. And I can see that it will come through in your music, and I hope to hear lots more of you guys in the future. Now, for our audience out there, please tell us, where can we find you?
We are very bad. No, actually, we're great. We are the social media kings of not posting anything on social media.
Right. What is
That's
your
not true.
No, that's not true.
What is your Instagram and Facebook handles?
at Up Your Sleeve ZA. That's where you can find us.
Uh-huh.
All our stuff is always on Instagram. All our gigs.
That's the most
all
up to
our,
date.
all our upcoming singles, all the news, all the views, all the cool stuff. And also we're on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon,
Music.
Apple Music, YouTube Music, all the music.
Basically, wherever you get your streams from.
Yeah,
That's
you can
right.
find us there, and you
Of
can
music.
find us right here on Hot. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for being our guests on Hot 91.9 on the band Strip feature, and we wish you guys all the best in your
Thanks
future.
for having us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
And that was great fun with Up Your Sleeve, a wonderful duo and 3 incredible songs for us. They're also great fun in studio, behind the scenes. They're very funny. If you ever get to see them live, make sure you ask them about their camel joke. It's a very dirty joke. But catch up the band Strip feature on Facebook and our YouTube pages. Please check out their links and follow them on social media. Thank you very much.